Hello toy fans, and welcome to my very first toy related video. I guess it had to come sooner or later. So my name is Cholo, and I've been a toy collector since 1997, I think, is when I officially started collecting toys. When the Star Wars Special Edition come out, I distinctly remember my very first toy was a Luke in Stormtrooper 3 3/4 figure, which when I got for myself, I made the decision to go all out and collect as many toys as possible. And as you can see from the room that I'm in now, that little Star Wars figure grew to well, quite a few collectibles in the past few years. And of course, I have been really involved in not just collecting toys, but also in organizing one of the biggest toy events here in the Philippines. So yes, I'm Filipino, and here in the Philippines, one of the biggest shows, pop culture shows, is something called the Philippine Toy Con, which I am proud to be an organizer of and have been for the past 19 years. So we actually took a break, of course, during the pandemic. So in 2020, we didn't have ToyCon. So this is really my way of trying to get closer, to the community once again, and trying to get back to my passion of toy collecting and sharing with you at least a little bit of my collection. So I guess, well, without any further ado, my first video for my collection, at least, it's going to be an unboxing video. So I'm going to, be one of those people that opens their toys and shows the public, what they got. So today, in particular, the very first piece that I'm going to unbox is going to be something that I saw and bought on an impulse. So it was an impulse buy. I saw it online on MaxiCollector, and I'm very happy that I seldom buy from MaxiCollector because, of course, we all know that they are one of the best stores to buy high-end collectibles from. I seldom buy from them, not because I don't like what they sell, but it's really most often these high-end collectibles can go for a pretty penny, and I hold out for stuff that are a little bit over my budget as a toy collector. But when I saw this, I knew I had to have it. All right, so I'm wearing a Batman shirt because the first item that I'm going to be doing for an unboxing is going to be a Batman item. I've been a big Batman fan, and this particular version of Batman is something that I really have a liking for. Ever since I read the Dark Knight Returns comic book back in 1985, I think, is when it was first released, and I got wind of it quite late. Actually, when the comic came out in 1985, I had no inkling that there was such a story that was out there until one of my classmates back in high school told me that this is something that you should really read because it's a whole different flavor of Batman. Back in the 80s, of course, we all knew who Batman was, but his popularity was not how it was, not how it is today. Where he's really an icon, and of course, back then he was popular, but not to the extent that the Dark Knight Returns comic book brought Batman to a whole new audience, and also brought the character new nuances. I guess in terms of being a character, in both being Batman and being Bruce Wayne. So this was really a game changer for the character. It was a story that really changed how people perceived the Batman, and it was a much older version of Batman. Back in 1985, we'd be used to the very youthful, dark and menacing figure that would swing from rooftop to rooftop and fight crime. But the Dark Knight Returns was a whole new take on the Batman. It was really groundbreaking. So this particular toy that I'm going, well, it's not really a toy. It's more of a collectible, all right, that I'm going to unbox for you tonight is a version of Batman from the Dark Knight Returns, and it is a product of Tweeterhead, all right, so might as well show you the box. So there you go, my very first Tweeterhead statue, or maquette, as the collectors would call it. Tweeterhead is an American company, fairly new to the collectibles industry. I think they formed back in 2014, and they started off by creating maquettes of, you know, not too popular characters. I think their very first one, according to what I read, was a character called Kimba the Witch, and then they went on to make several more sculptures and maquettes of some, I guess, more popular properties like the monsters. And then finally, they started to get into DC characters, starting off with a few characters from the Batman 1966 show. All right, so maybe starting off with I think there was a Catwoman maquette, and then finally they got the DC license, and they started working with Sideshow. Of course, Sideshow Collectibles, one of the biggest high-end collectibles distributors in the US, sort of worked out a partnership with Tweeterhead, and I guess the rest is history. Now they're coming up with a whole slew of statue line from the DC comic book catalog. They've released already, of course, the Trinity statues of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. But I think this is their very first take on Batman as portrayed in the Dark Knight Returns comic book. So this is the Tweeterhead Batman Dark Knight Maquette Regular Edition. All right, so this is the freight box that it comes in with all of this information. You know, one piece, made in China. All right, and as you can see here, the box says it is number 263 of 902. Let me just get this thing out of the box and start to show you Batman Dark Knight made by Tweeterhead. All right, so here we go. Nice, Batman, The Dark Knight Returns, and they actually use the actual font of the comic book, The Dark Knight Returns, and as you can see just from the box art here, it promises to be a very awesome Batman statue. You know, I actually have several of these Batman The Dark Knight figures in my collection. Just behind me here, you see the Kotobukiya diorama of Batman the Dark Knight battling the Joker. All right, so this was a really cool statue. Also, I like the posing of it, you know, and but the fact that you don't really get the full figures, like the Joker body is sort of slashed in half, just so it could appear to be like a bust, and of course the Batman Dark Knight figure itself in a very, you know, dramatic pose. But then again, it's different if you actually see, like, you know, a whole body of it. And I also have, I think it's an Adam Kubert Batman statue, which is not really the Dark Knight Returns comic book. I think it's a rendering of Batman that's sort of stocky and well, fat to be more on the point. So I call this you know, the Dark Knight Returns Batman, you know, Fat Batman, because, you know, he's really stocky and muscular. So yeah, I got that. But when I saw this one, when I saw this baby online, I just knew I had to have it. All right, because this is really, you know, just from the box art, you know, so this is the side, okay, and this is the back of the box. There you go, with the iconic bat signal on the building there. Okay, let's open this baby up. All right, so immediately a little postcard from Tweeterhead.com. Limited edition maquettes with exclusive features and swap outs. I know it's just the regular version. I know that there's a version of this with an extra head. I don't know if that's the special edition version. All right, so ta-da. Nothing to see here. Woo! All right. Yeah, very nice. So I think usually statues like these are made out of polystone. Feels pretty heavy, so I guess it's some sort of stone. This is actually fairly easy to open, surprisingly. All right, so this is how it comes packed. I'm thinking this is the torso, this is the base, these are arms, and this is a head. Oh, and sadly, I think I only get one head with the regular edition. Alright, so this is the main part, which is really the body, torso. I'm liking the colors. I'm a big fan of the blue and gray Batman. This is the main, I guess, piece. Very nice, you know, very nice back. You know, they didn't really have to put that much detail in the back because when you attach the cape on, you won't get to see what's in the back here. But, you know, good job, Tweeterhead, for putting in all of this detail. Even on the belt, I'm really a big fan also of the compartments on the utility belt. I've never liked, you know, the bat belt to be like flat and sleek. You know, I like the actual utilitarian sort of belt, you know, with the buttons and the clasps and stuff. Ta-da! Uh-oh. That is the Dark Knight Returns logo. All right, so there at the bottom you will see this is 263 of 1,000. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, there was more than 900 as the freight box said. Batman the Dark Knight Returns. So that's a very nice base that goes at the bottom. The foot peg to the base, you know, it just has a little slot there that fits perfectly into the square-sized hole. Thank you for that convenience. And there isn't any other thing that holds it up except for the square peg there. All right, so the first thing I think that goes on is the cape. The cape feature, which is this. It goes on the back. There you go. So again, square peg, fairly easy to attach. And then we go with 2 hands. And I think there are only 2 pairs of hands for the regular edition. Again, I think if you get the deluxe edition, it comes with an extra hand, an extra head rather, and also an extra hand where he's holding some batarangs. Okay, so I guess with the regular edition, you only get this pair of hands. Okay, some people say that, you know, it's actually magnetized. I'm not sure. I don't really feel any magnetic powers from. Oh, there you go. I actually felt that. Oh yeah, yeah. So it does have magnets. It does have magnets in it where, you know, you can actually just see, and it, you know, I guess it's extra protection also, just so it doesn't fall. So that's starting to look like Batman. It's starting to look like a very nice Batman at that. And finally, the pièce de résistance is, of course, the head, and this is the only one that comes with it. With the regular edition is the there you go, the menacing snarl head. All right, the deluxe edition I think comes with an open mouth sort of expression. So, and that goes on there. There you go, and you have Batman, the Dark Knight Returns in his full menacing glory. That's a beautiful statue. In terms of scale, pretty much 1/6, pretty much 1/6 scale. The reason why I like this when I saw it was the pose. You know, it gives you a full body pose. The main proportions, which are correct, you know, they're not curled up too much that you don't get to see the arms, the torso, the legs, and so I guess what I'm saying is that it's perfectly posed for me. Because you see the entire proportion, and also the cape. I like the cape. It has quality to it. It has character to it. The cape just flows. You know, it's as if it's blowing in the wind. And I particularly like this portion of the cape, which is actually the most fragile portion of this particular statue, because if this was stored the wrong way, this thing would actually break, because it's really just out there, hanging out there. All right, so I love the cape. There you go, more images of the cape there. And I like the base, also very nice, bold Batman logo. The Dark Knight Returns Batman logo is fatter, bigger, more prominent on the chest. It doesn't have the yellow oval, although it does have the classic Batman color scheme, which is the blue and gray. I really like the blue and gray. And what I particularly like about this version of the Batman is the short ears. Somehow I like the short ears. It somehow makes him look more aged, but more menacing, more serious. I like the short stubby ears. I'm a big fan of that in the Batman comic books. The expression is really nice. The face is nice because it has a little of that scarring, that scarred look to it. So I like a battle damaged Batman, just like anybody. There is a version of this that is the muddy version, because of course in the Dark Knight Returns he gets into a fight with the mutant leader in a mud pit. So he actually has he comes out of that all muddy and grimy. And there's a version of that. There's a Tweeterhead version of this Maquette, which is the muddy version, and I've seen some of that online. But I go with the classic colors, so I like him all nice and neat like this, all shiny and bright. So yeah, that is really quality stuff. All right, so congratulations to Tweeterhead on this really fine Batman Maquette. Again, as I mentioned, I don't collect a lot of these because you really have to save up a pretty penny to just to get your hands on one of these. But given the quality of this, and given how easy it was to put together, I would say that this is really a 9 out of 10. All right, a 9 out of 10. Maybe just a little gripe is just I was really pining for an extra head. Even if it were a regular edition, I would have loved for it to have a different expression so I could swap out the heads. Maybe one of these days, Tweeterhead can come out with a regular edition with an extra head. So that just takes off a point for me. But I love everything about it. The pose of it, even the hands, how they are sort of menacing in that way. The expression on the face, the cape is beautiful. The base is beautiful. Well done, Tweeterhead. I look forward to more of your stuff. And this has been Cholo for my very first unboxing. Thanks a lot for joining me. And I hope to do more of this in the near future with you. But in the meantime, stay cool, nerds. Enjoy your toys. Bye.